Greetings and welcome back to A House of Many Doors. I'm KatherineOfSky, and last time we made it back to the City of Keys and did all kinds of transactions. We got some new stuff for our kinetipede. We got a, oh, we can change it here. There we go. All right. Increases speed and fuel efficiency by 20%. That is really, really cool. I'm pretty excited about that. I forgot to save it after we changed that over. So let's go and figure out where we want to go. Let's go leave the city. Look at the map. Okay, we don't have the information about Abja. I don't know where Athena is. Pay tribute to the Lord of Crows. We could do that. We could also go to infiltrate the Surgeons Association. What is this? This is a city of engines. We haven't been there yet. So that might be an interesting place. What is this place? Hextall. Scars of Shang. I'm trying to look for Athena. Not seeing it anywhere. Alright, well that's okay. We will go where we can go. I would like to have a destination so we don't go all over the place. This is for the vampire hunting over here. But I want to get more weapons before we actually do that. I don't know if it's going to be a battle in the kinetipede or if it's going to be a word battle of text. So we'll have to see about that. So let's go here, City of Engines, and then we'll go down to the Infiltrate Surgeons Association. So let's go south and then we will go west. Okay, whoops. So we'll go south. Oh. I pressed down. Down got me backward. Okay, not what I wanted to do. There we go. Oops, that thing's chasing me. Oh my gosh, it does feel faster, this kinetipede now. Quite pleased about that. Let's go by this place quickly. Okay, looks for our... Nope, didn't find anything in the library, unfortunately. Ooh, let's go to see this thing. Okay. Nope, nothing there for us either. Alas. Snake Day, 14th of Nugatory. Okay, let's check the map real quick. Okay, so we can go west again and then south twice, but looks like this map is empty of other travelers. I would like to talk to my crew. Here's Genevieve. When she talks to you, her eyes drift to your neck, then she catches herself and her mouth quirks naturally into a sardonic smile. Ooh, okay, success is implausible. That's... let's see, we can increase spirit by 1. Let's see, what do we need to increase in terms of our items? I would like to spend some of our, whatchamacallit, apprehensions. Should we persuade her? But we don't have enough spirit yet. Okay, let's try that later, another time. Let's talk to the guard captain, Ashen. A gaunt woman with terrible scars. She doesn't seem to move much or speak much. Ask if she knows anything about the City of Glass. Ashen shrugs. I've got better things to do than look for a city that doesn't want to be found, she says. Okay. You find her in the mess hall, flipping through your poetry book from your room. She holds it with an air of mild distaste. Her boots are up on the table, the book of poetry held loosely in her hands. When her mouth curls, her scars pucker. I used to love this kind of stuff, she says. Now I can't make head nor tail of it. She glances at you thoughtfully, her eye a stark moon. You're into this sort of thing, right? Yes, I write poetry, didn't you realize? Ashen shrugs. What relevance did it have before now? I wonder. She flips through the poetry book again. I knew a man once. He obsessed over poetry. Me and him used to stay up all night, reading passages to each other, talking about how life is beautiful. She snorts. Why did you bring this up? Because that man needs killing, says Ashen. And he's too cautious for me to get to him. But I bet he'd love to meet a poet. Why do you want him dead? I have a list, says Ashen. 9 names, 9 people who need killing. He's the second. I already took care of the first. I'm not your personal assassin. I never said I wanted you to kill him. I'll take care of that. She pulls from her pocket a disc of silver glass, barely larger than your palm. When you look at your reflection, there's a half-second delay. A fetch mirror, then, though you've never seen one so small. I just need you to get inside and conceal this somewhere as close to him as possible, says Ashen. Then I can sneak in through the mirror-wise, and she makes a cutting motion across her throat. I will not be party to this. Her mouth twists. How can I convince you, boss? I need your help here. Tell me exactly why you need to kill G. Maybe then I'll consider it. She stares for a long time at a point just past her shoulder, and you wonder for an instant whether she's gone into one of her old catatonias, but she speaks. Long time ago there was a terrible crime, the exact nature of which I can't go into, boss. Literally, I can't. Forbidden. But G was one of the 9 who did it. So I've been tasked with killing him and 8 others. You realize that her lips are blistering. A bubble of blood pops at the corner of her mouth. I can't tell you more. Wow, that sounds pretty bad. Obviously has some weird thing implanted in her that literally forbids her from talking, and that's similar to... Was it a dream that we had? I can't even remember. Fine, I'll help you. They didn't wrong me personally, she says. This isn't about revenge. This is justice. Let's go with I'm not your personal assassin. And I'll suppose that's reasonable. Okay, so Ashen grins, scars twisting. Cheers, boss. Trust me, he needs to die. +3 relationship and uprooting an old perennial. She clumps her boots down from the table and stalks back to her room. Okay, let's go ahead and return. Let's talk to Jack of Quills. He's our record keeper. His fingers are fountain pens, his teeth are nibs. Even his hair is composed of a dozen ink-leaking feather quills, jutting bizarrely from his scalp. He speaks in a barely comprehensible lisp, and his tongue is constantly black with blood and ink. Ask if he knows anything about the City of Glass. Oh, but it's not vanished, is it? Says Jack brightly. It's still somewhere in the Principate. When you ask him to explain, he just giggles. I do not know much more. Years ago, I heard my masters discussing the City of Glass over a bottle of ink, and they spoke of how they worked with another group to expedite the city's disappearance. By their account, the city went willingly. It had planned all along to defect to the Principate. The second disappearance was mere legerdemain. Okay, we got a clue. Interesting. Okay, alright. Jack is holding up your meandering treatise with an appraising eye, making the quick, excited noises of a happy rodent. Ah, he says with great disappointment, setting the book aside. Just a few seconds and his grip has left it scratched and ink-stained. For a moment I was hornswoggled into believing that this was the 7th volume. What is the 7th volume? There are 7 grimoires of grand and mysterious puissance, he says. The first of these books helped me escape a life of servitude. Since then I have gathered the other 5, but the 7th still eludes me. Let's see. I can help you find it. Follow me, says Jack. I will show you the other 6. But you may not look inside. Each contains secrets that would extirpate an unprepared mind. His room is an ink-splattered shambles, every surface scored with scratch marks. Feathers spilled from claw-torn pillows swirl in the air as he opens the door. There, he says with gravitas, pointing at his bookshelf. 6 volumes bound in stiff red leather, their titles spelled out in gold. Odkin's Thesaurus reads the first, volume 1A through C. Jack, these are just thesauruses. Thesauropods? Indeed, he says gravely. As I said, grand and terrible puissance. I must keep the seventh from falling into infelicitous hands. Let's see. I will help if it means that much to you. Oh, +6 relationship. Excellent. Jack takes your hand in his pen claws and smiles his awful dribbling smile. Pale blue ink leaks from the corner of his eyes. I am overwhelmed, he weeps. I have found so many true friends here. You and all your crew will have my eternal gratitude. I swear it. We should start by visiting all the greatest libraries of the house, he says, clattering clumsily claws together excitedly. The rag stacks, the incarnate university, the collection of Gossamer Smile, the crypt library of Ghoulwatch. Sounds good to me. He attempts to give you a hug, shredding your clothes and covering you in ink stains. How fascinating. All right, cool. Let's return. Anybody else wants to talk? I guess I could do our dream. Okay. We are slaving and we fall asleep. Should we dream of trees again? Let's dream of trees again. You dream yourself back in the orchard, but something is different. Before you, a gathering of 8 figures, each holding an iron-barbed spear. Some move with terrible purpose. Others hang back, reluctant. Persephone herself is backed up against a tree, raising her hands in useless supplication. One of the figures drives her spear deep into Persephone's chest, twisting and grinding it until it finally jolts between her ribs. A soft thud as it passes through her entirely and settles into the bark. Oh my god, that's horrible. The fruits flash so brightly your eyes boil inside the sockets. But the pain is only fleeting. Blinking, you find yourself standing once more before Persephone where she hangs. The smile on her lips is bitter. You dream of things that you should not wander, she chastises. Our time was snatched away from us before. This time I shall be brief. Your first step in finding me is to discover which door hides the orchard. So what must I do? There are precious few left who know which door hides the orchard, she says. Your most likely bet is Zaraphel, who lurks in a broken tower in the City of Angels, but he will be reluctant to tell you anything after what happened last time. She shifts uncomfortably. You hear metal grinding against bone. Could you perhaps reach up and adjust this spear? The point is lodged against my spine. Even the smallest movement is agony. Attempt to shift the spear. Every time you reach for the spear, it seems to be just out of reach, in the maddening manner of dreams. Never mind, sighs Persephone. Just find Zaraphel. Somehow persuade him to tell you which door leads to the orchard. The golden-orange glow sweeps through like a tide, carrying you back home. Gain 1 portentous dream. Your awakening is almost gentle this time. Oh my god. That sounds so horrible. It's just really, scary. Don't want to run into these things. Oh, those dreams are so creepy. Okay. Man, my kinetipede is so fast and leapy. It's very exciting. Okay, let's find out what this is. Oops. Bandage Cottage. Alrighty, let's persuade this guy to join our crew. Let's go ahead and get a new gunner. Okay, I want to go away. No, don't touch me. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Aha, there we go. Went around him easily. The City of Engines. Here we are. A city of moving metal. The air swarms with flying machines, and below them the city turns on colossal groaning cogs. Beyond the bustle and the madness, Tarwater Bay lurks, black and still as volcanic stone. Here the impossible is routine, and even the house's tenuous laws of reality are completely suspended, provided that you build a good enough machine to suspend them. Okay, we got a new location. Save, now that we're here. Gather news. The streets are a cacophony of competing voices. Mechanical, telepathic, human. The problem isn't finding news. It's sorting the vaguely legitimate sounding from the outright lies. Okay, the Technical Assembly has voted to grant more rights to anthroparians. An erasure beam has accidentally fired on Ruddermark Cog, and now no one can remember the people who were lost. Well, well, the city turns. Alrighty. Let's wander the streets. Or, no, let's start off with the first thing. A bedraggled, white-coated man has washed up on the Tarwater shore. You stumble across him lying face down in the rust-flecked sand. The young man lies in a mound of rust, oily black waves lapping at his feet. When you check his pulse, you find he's still alive, though only barely. Tarwater Bay is manned and fortified. The beach sprawls with barbed wire. Searchlights sweep the waves every few seconds. One beam of light lands on you and the half-drowned man, and immediately a bright figure detaches from the nearest sentry tower and flies down to investigate you. Oi! It's one of the city's rocket men, now hovering above you and spewing fire from his misshapen metal legs. He's holding a rifle in his hands. Did this fellow wash up from the Tarwater? No, he could have come from anywhere, honest. The fella's soaking wet. He has waves lapping around his ankles, says the rocket man. I'm pretty sure he didn't fall from the sky. The rocket man frowns, swaying back and forth as he wrestles for control over his unruly rocket legs. Nothing good comes from Tarwater Bay, he says. Trash shamblers, technic squid, and other half-machine abominations. I never heard of a man washing up. He glances down at the supine figure in the rust. Is he alive? Let's lie and just try to get this guy on our side. This was my cousin. We've been searching for him for weeks, but it looks like he didn't make it. You let a tear drop artfully down your cheek. The rocketman coughs and awkwardly attempts to pat your shoulder. Unfortunately, he misjudges his trajectory and ends up doing a slow cartwheel instead. I'll let you take the body back down to your family, he says, upside down. My condolences. He spins gently off into the distance. Pick up the drowned man and carry him back to the kinetipede. Hopefully he'll recover by the time you get back. Back at the kinetipede, Zhang Ba Shou is forced to administer several blows to the ribs and a good dose of smelling salts before the half-drowned man finally wakes. He immediately spews a great volume of oily salt water across the floor of the surgery. Terribly sorry, apologizes the drowned man immediately, wiping the oil and vomit from his mustache. Oh dear, what happened? Did we build it? Who are you? Dr. Henry Delgado, at your service. The mustachioed man shakes your hand damply, some color returning to his cheeks. Engineer, inventor, and minister for demonic schemes. Build what? Nothing, says Dr. Delgado brightly. I was a tad confused is all. This is my first time above the waves. He takes a great gulp of air. The oxygen here is delicious. You can really tell it hasn't been recycled. Explain how you found him. He listens, stroking his mustache theatrically. I see. Well, thank you for pulling me out of the clutches of that nosy rocket man. You certainly saved my bacon there, so you did. Ever since I first came to the house, I have lived beneath the waves of the bay. Now I've been forced from my home, and I don't know how to return. A troublesome situation for old Dr. Delgado, wouldn't you say? Ha! What are you going to do? Perhaps there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Perhaps my old pal, what's your name? You tell him. Perhaps my old pal Catherine can help me out once more. I'm a master scientist able to shape technology with the slightest whim or thought. Let me join your crew as chief engineer. I will single-handedly revolutionize your engine before I work out a way to return beneath the waves. Okay. So we can recruit one or the other. Our chief engineer right now is Gladys Skarker, and she's got 12 graft. I'm tempted to see what he can do. Let's go ahead. Okay, our chief engineer will return to the city of Keys and can be recruited when you wish. Let's trust this and get, offer him a place. All right. Excellent. Dr. Delgado, claps his hands together and laughs. I cannot wait to investigate your engine. I wonder what strange new technologies await me here above the water. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to vomit another 6 liters or so of water, he says. All right, so we have Dr. Delgado. Okay, Dr. Delgado retreats to his new quarters, slamming his fist into his chest. All right, and with that, I think we shall end this episode here. Thank you so very much for joining me. I'm KatherineOfSky. Take care of yourselves and each other. I'll see you next time.